Section, we're going to be looking at the part 3 of the IELTS speaking test, which is actually called analytical discussion. Yeah, it is analytical discussion because you are expected to discuss your responses. And the word analytical is actually from the word analyze, okay, which means to break down. So whatever question that you are going to be asked in part 3, you should be able to break it down. You should be able to analyze it. And part 3 is actually a kind of question and answer. The examiner asks the question and then you respond by answering the question. No particular time will be given to you to speak, but you ensure you don't speak so long in part 3. Okay, then there are a few things you need to know about the part 3, which is analytical discussion. Number 1, the question types are called non-personal question types. That means these question types doesn't have to do with your opinion. It doesn't have to do with your opinion or with you as a person. Rather, it assesses your consciousness of the world around you, like what is happening around you. So you may be asked questions that borders on the society. Like, tell me about a vocation that is important to your society, something like that. Things that have to do with people, that have to do with society, not necessarily you. So because of that, you need to avoid self-reference. You use more of generalization, more of a general statement instead of self-reference. So using phrase like I believe will be wrong in part 3. It's cool and fine for part 1 and 2, but for part 3, it's a no-no. Then that means instead of saying I believe, you may say something like it is generally believed, it is a common knowledge, so it indicates or connotes that it's not just about you, it's something that is generally acceptable. Then in part 3, if you had to quote a figure like a statistics, you should think of a body, a national body, a global body that is responsible for issuing stored figures of statistics and quote them. For example, you want to say something about health, you should be able to quote World Health Organization as stated by the last report of XYZ by the World Health Organization, this is this. So such a statement is better than just speaking as a person. Then you should use key phrases from the question to answer your response. It gives the examiner the impression that you are still discussing about the questions that you are asked. Okay, so you use key phrase or key phrases from the question, so intermittently as you speak. Then again, you should be able to use linking words. Linking words are very important because you use them to link an idea to an idea, an information to an information, and you should be able to use them properly, should be able to use them appropriately. I'm going to cite some examples for you of linking words and possibly how to use them, okay? Then you could also use an idiomatic expression if you can remember anyone during the presentation, okay? So this is the IELTS speaking part 3, which is the same for both the academic and the general. One of the important strategies you need to do so well in your IELTS speaking part 3 is your ability to use connecting words. Connecting words or linking words is just to link an idea to an idea. So you could use something like however or but. This connotes or indicates that what you are about to say is slightly different from what you've been saying. So if you are talking about something and then you need to say another side of it, then you could use the word however or but to link them. Then if you use something like additionally or furthermore, it means you are about to add to what you've been saying, like, like extra, additions to what you've been saying. Then if you use the word something like interestingly is very important when you want to say something that's exciting, something, that makes you feel very happy, like an experience, a happy mood, a happy experience. You could actually, you can actually begin that by using the word interestingly. Then lastly on my list here, you can actually use therefore or as a result of. It means because of this happened, So this is a result of this. Whatever is coming out is as a result of what I just mentioned earlier. So these are some of the linking words. If you look at our comment section, you are going to see a link through which you are going to see more connecting words that you can actually use to practice for your IELTS speaking test. And remember, you are not to use it only for just in part 3. You can actually use it in other sections like part 1 and part 2 of the IELTS speaking test. It is our wish that you have a very good score in your IELTS speaking test. Thank you.